Hey guys, welcome back to the AJ Analysis channel and another live stream today. Pretty straightforward. Galatasaray in the Champions League. Must-win game. We're going to figure out how United need to set up, what the starting 11 should be, what we can exploit in the Galatasaray game. Basically a little bit of everything going into this match. And also I'm going to have a chat with you guys in the chat because I felt like yesterday I'd done quite a lot of the talking because I was kind of recording a video at the same time. So today I want to get more of your opinions, more of your views, and discuss with you guys how we're feeling going into this game. Are we a little bit nervous after, the last time we played them? Granted, this was nearly 2 months ago now, but I think it still haunts us all. How do you feel about Erik ten Hag going into this game? How do you think he's going to set up? And of course, we all go through kind of creating a starting 11. This is what I've got for now, but I'm more than happy to change this because this isn't necessarily what I would go with. So get in chat, let me know how you're doing, let me know where in the world you're watching from, and a little bit of everything. Codename, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Renato, Harsh, Callum, good to see you all. Hope everyone's having a good day. First things first. MUFC, good to see you, mate. First things first. Score prediction. What would your score prediction be for this game? I think it's a good place to start because Manchester United have to win. It's as simple as that. There's no dressing up. If United don't win, we will be out of the Champions League, I believe. Is it as simple as that? Let me see if I can get it on screen for you guys real quick. The table. Look at that. Great. Can I fit? I can't fit the whole thing in. Not quite. 1 second. Let's look at this. Professional. There we go. We can kind of just about see the table now. So United are on 3 points after 4 games, which, you'd have to be a genius to realise that's not a great start to the Champions League group. That's not really what you're hoping for. But Manchester United on 3 points, Galatasaray on 4, Copenhagen on 4, Bayern on 12. So if we win tonight, we'd be on 6, Galatasaray on 4. We can hope that Bayern would win. So if we win tonight, we do go second in the group. The problem is we then play Bayern. But let's say we win tonight and then Copenhagen and Galatasaray draw in the last game. I think that actually puts us through, which is crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about. Callum saying 3-1 United with Garnacho bagging again. Yes, please. MUFC saying 3-2 to United. I assume you mean to United. 2-2 draw, says Codename. Hang on, I'm going to sneeze. I don't want to sneeze. I'm good. Tight, difficult win, I think, says George. Falabi saying United to win 3-1. You don't want Thursday night football, says Codename. Yeah, we need to come second or last. None of this third nonsense. I do not want to be in the Europa League again this season. I think we've all had enough of that. It needs to be second or fourth. Win this game, though, like I said, it would put United on 6 points. Galatasaray would still be on 4. Assuming Copenhagen lose to Bayern, they would be on 4. Which actually means, right, if we win tonight, the only other result we need is Galatasaray and Copenhagen drawing in their last game. We could get destroyed by Bayern and still go through. So a win tonight actually puts us in a weirdly okay position. And like I said, it is a bit weird because it's been a mess of a group stage from Manchester United. We've stumbled at pretty much every single hurdle. It hasn't been good. There's been no attractive football, really. It's been pretty terrible. But somehow, United do find themselves in a position where we can still get through in the Champions League. And I think that's a really important thing. I think the Champions League is the most prestigious club competition. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. But I think it's also a competition which holds a lot of weight with owners and things like that. Champions League financially is worth a lot of money to football clubs. So say for someone like Erik ten Hag, if he wants to keep his job and wants to stay in the good books of either the Glazers or, the new owners coming in, being in the Champions League is huge. It's worth so much in terms of attracting players, in terms of, financially, the money you win from different competitions. It's a big thing. You want to be competing in the Champions League. Can't speak. DJ Nature, mate, good to see you. I hope you're well. Back-to-back streams, we love it. Yep, there should be another stream on Friday as well. I'm looking at the moment to do 3 streams a week. I may not be able to do that every week. Every week should be 2 a week, though, with the occasional, 3 a week. That's the plan. So, it should be good fun. Matt, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. MUFC saying the disrespect on the Papa John's trophy. Yeah, that's a close second. And then Carabao Cup in third, right? In terms of how important these trophies are. Matt, give me a score prediction for this game. How are you feeling? United will have a minimum of 7 points in the group, but possible 9. 9 would be very impressive because obviously that means we've got to beat Bayern, but it's possible. It's possible. Corey, mate, good to see you. I hope you're well. You're normally good with your predictions. So what's your prediction for this one? You're normally pretty accurate. Let me just move the mic a little bit. How you feeling going into this one, Corey? Your predictions, like I said, are normally pretty decent. So if you wouldn't mind predicting a nice, comfortable 3-0 United win, that would be greatly appreciated. Corey says Man United 7-0. Corey, I love you. Thank you very much. Matt saying, I think I'm feeling a 2-0, but still anticipating some kind of troubles. 2-0 is the score that I've got in my head. Is that my head or is it my heart? I'm not too sure, but I don't think it'll be an easy game. I think I kind of highlighted that in my tactical preview yesterday morning. This isn't an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. United are going to have to be right on it here, particularly without Marcus Rashford. You know, is Rasmus Højlund going to be fit? We pray. We really need to hope that Rasmus Højlund is fit to actually start, because I think it'd be huge for us. Corey said, I'm joking, 2-1 either way. Yeah, I can see that as well. I don't think it's going to be a crazy high-scoring game, although it could be. It could open up. It could get a little bit transitional, and then it gets a little bit hairy, and when it's like that, it could be anything. 2-0 is never comfortable with United. Perhaps you are spot on, my friend. 2-0 is never really comfortable for any team, but particularly for us, we seem to make any sort of scoreline the most uncomfortable version of that scoreline possible. Preston, I'd want a Varane and Shaw centre-back pairing, because then Maguire will be rested for the Newcastle match, and we can play Reguilon at left-back. Do you think that's likely, or do you think if that's just what you want, fair enough? I think it's unlikely that Maguire gets rested for a game, simply because I think this game holds so much weight. But I completely understand your point. I wouldn't be surprised to see Shaw at left-back, because I do think what we're going to see from Galatasaray is a great intensity. I think they're really going to be pressing high up the pitch. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Shaw centre-back, Reguilon left-back. However, I feel like Ten Hag might go for, you know, continuing with similar defenders, just because he hasn't been able to do that too much this season. John says this will be an easy game, bro. I've never been this sure of United winning. I like it. I like it. I love the confidence. What's making you so confident? Codename saying, if we are out of the Champions League or Europe in general, does it hurt our finances? Yeah, 100%. You get a lot of money for being in these competitions. Each round you progress is worth a significant fee. Tifo IRL, sorry, done a really good video on that back in the summer. It's important. As long as Ten Hag is manager, though, we are owed a 7-0 win. Yeah, I mean, the fact that the other day was our first win by more than one goal in the Premier League this season doesn't look too great for the manager, but we got there eventually. I can't see their press being better than Everton's press, at least. We'll come on to their press in a second, because at times it will actually be a bit better than Everton's. I think Everton were good at pressing as the game went on, but I feel like they started a little bit passive. I do not expect that from Galatasaray. I'm a little bit worried about what this atmosphere is going to be like. You know, Galatasaray fans, I've seen it this morning, they've like banned their fans from being on phones or something to make sure that instead they're like constantly singing and chanting and stuff. There's going to be flares, smoke, this is going to be intense. It should be quite a spectacle. It should be pretty impressive to watch. Let's just hope our players aren't too, you know, busy watching the atmosphere rather than actually playing the football match, but we'll see. You hope to see Amrabat instead of McTominay. On that, who would be some players that you guys would like to see from the start? If I whack this 11 up, this isn't my 11, it's just a 11 I typed out, really. Who would you guys like to see? Any particular players? We've also never scored more than 4 under him, but we have shipped 7 and 6. Is that true, that we've never scored more than 4? Well, maybe tonight's the night. VK says, if we want to slow the game down, then Amrabat and Dalot has to start. And Palestri on right wing, just to push Zaha into more defensive duties. Good to see you, VK, mate. I hope you're well. Yeah, I think Amrabat versus McTominay is going to be quite a big discussion point probably in this stream. I think people will go either way on it. I think there's arguments for both of them. Ali, with the $10 donation. Thank you very much again, my mate. I hope you're good. Hope you're well. Saying good morning, AJ, and this wonderful community. Bit nervous about today's game. We must win, and Copenhagen must lose. And we have to defeat Bayern at home. There must be no individual mistakes. Thank you very much for the donation as always. Could everyone spam some love hearts real quick for Ali? I think individual mistakes is a really good point. We saw in the first game, I think it was purely individual mistakes, really, weren't it? We had Onana's sloppy pass given away, or then Casemiro red card penalty. We had Amrabat with an awful error, Dalot with an awful error. Individual errors were a real problem in the first game, so I think you're spot on about individual mistakes being a concern going into this, particularly in the atmosphere, the environment is going to be intense. You got to hold your bottle. So hopefully we can. VK with the donation as well, saying, all good, AJ, keep it up. Thank you very much for the donation, my friend. And also, thank you for the donations on videos recently. That's been greatly appreciated. Sorry, glad to hear you're well. And also, I'm good as well, thank you. Referee, please don't spoil our party today. We can dream. I believe someone's already said that they're already resigned to conceding at least one penalty today, which, yep, wouldn't surprise me. Let's get some love hearts in chat for Ali and VK for the donations. Absolute legend. Absolute legends. So love hearts for those two. If you're a channel member, spam your green love hearts and also your AJ caps, I reckon, to say thank you for the donation. And if you aren't a member, first of all, become a member. But second of all, spam some love hearts and everything in the chat. Just can't predict whatever will happen in a Champions League group match anymore. True. Twice I was sure we were going to win comfortably this year, but somehow the lads found a way to lose both. Yeah, you're not wrong, Danny. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Back-to-back days, so it's good to see you, my friend. But yeah, I think you're spot on. Let me pull the chat over here so I'm not looking away like that so much. And then I'll go back to my screen. Even if we win today, we still have to beat Bayern at home and hope Galatasaray don't beat Copenhagen. So we were looking at that a second ago, actually, and I do just quickly want to go back to it, if I can find it again. Because I believe if... I've lost my mouse. Where's my mouse? Here it is. I believe if United win tonight and Bayern beats Copenhagen, we would be on 6 points. Copenhagen and Galatasaray would both be on 4. So actually, if we win tonight, if United and Bayern win tonight, all we need from the last game is Copenhagen and Galatasaray to draw, which they did in the first game, so it is possible. Ideally, obviously, you put it in your own hands and you win both games, but it will be difficult for us against Bayern. But a win tonight for us and Bayern would go a long way. Would go a long way. It would put us in a decent position. We'd be 2 points ahead of Copenhagen and Galatasaray going into that last game. So it would be interesting. Ian saying, feel about the match, bro. Really do think we will do great. Love to hear that, Ian. Good to see you again, mate. Hope you're well. But I love to see that positive energy going into the game. Ronaldo saying, I don't care how we win as long as we win. Yeah, seems about right. Will be hilarious if we make it out of the group with 6 points. Yeah, it wouldn't be a great advert for the other teams in these groups, right? But we'll take it. If Højlund is fit, hope he can continue his scoring. But if he scores, I'm kind of afraid. Yeah, because every time he scores, we go on to lose. I think he might start, you know, because I think tactically he's so important that I think we might see him even if he isn't actually 100% at his sharpest. Starting with McTominay may give us a goal threat, but apart from that, he's invisible in games. Fair point. I think Amrabat has to start even though he's been underwhelming. Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree with that. I think that's maybe what we'll go on to now. 1 second. Let me move the tactical board again. See, if I was smart, I would just get another screen for this, so I don't have to keep changing it. But I'm not smart, so I won't do that. VK with another donation. Thank you very much, guys. Spam some love hearts in the chat for VK. Absolute legend. Ali saying, AJ, I tried to become a member, but it looks like Google are screwing it up. No worries, mate. Like I said, I've given you access to the exclusive stuff on Discord. And I know you're a channel goat. You don't need the symbol. I know you're a goat, Ali. So thank you very much for your donations, as always. It's a shame that Google just aren't letting that happen for some reason, that you can't become a member. And by the way, guys, what Ali is talking about there is somewhere on the channel, I don't know where it is, there's an option to press join on the channel, and you can become a channel member for $2.99 a month, I believe it is. You get custom emojis like you'll see in chat. If my members in chat right now could spam the emojis, that timing would be beautiful. We've got love hearts, we've got the green 100s, we've got the AJ cap, which I haven't got on today. You get access to exclusive streams and content on Discord. And members, by the way, I've got some scouting video coming up on Discord later this week, so keep an eye out for that. What else do you get? Early access to certain videos in the future, the potential to be involved in content in the future, which is also exciting, something I'm working towards. So yeah, become a channel member. You also get a little goat symbol next to your name to show that you are, after all, a goat, greatest of all time on the channel. And every month you are a member, you get a new symbol to show how long you have been supporting the channel. And you get your name in a different colour on the channel so I can see your comments easier. so you're more likely to get a response from me when you talk. Sounds pretty cool, right? If you don't want to become a member, but you do want to guarantee I see your message, you can use a super chat, which, again, you don't have to do, but it guarantees that I see what you're saying. Anyway, that's enough of the plugging. Let's get back to reading these comments. I feel like mentality-wise, United players adopt an us versus everybody else outlook. Are you saying we should do that, or you think we do that? I think that is a good way to look at it often. Thank you to the members, by the way, for spamming those emojis just as I asked for it. Lovely stuff from you guys. I think the us against the world approach is a good thing to do in games like this. 5th of March this year, I believe, for the first time in years, we'd pick up a win at Anfield. And I think everyone knows the result, so I don't trust this team. Yep, I think we're scarred, right, from certain performances, certain results, certain games over the past couple of years. Look, I think it's going to be incredibly difficult tonight. Interested to see what Bayern do today. Usually they will put a good team even after they had qualified. But this season might be different because they have injuries that are in a title race, so might rest players. That's a good point, actually. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on that. I'll put it in Discord when I see the lineup, but yeah. It's a good point. It is a good point with Bayern having already qualified. And like you said, being in a competitive Bundesliga this year, they might rotate a little bit more. Should we quickly get on to discussing a couple of tactical things? Again, thank you. Thank you very much, VK and Ali, for the donations. Absolute legends. VK saying the feature is not available for the channel in Bangkok, but we'll always support this channel, no worries. Thank you very much for the support. Again, it's a shame that in certain places it's just not available. I don't really know why that is. Hopefully it gets addressed in the future. On the topic of that, let me know whereabouts in the world you're watching from, everybody, and also what time it is where you are, because it's cool to see how much of a reach we have around the world. It's pretty sick. I hope everyone in here knows that if we lose, we can't qualify. Is it? Yeah, is that mathematically confirmed? It is, right? I'm just quickly looking. Yeah, if we lose tonight, it's done. Yeah. Let's get to a little bit of a tactical talk, though, real quick. Galatasaray are going to press. So we're going to talk about Galatasaray first, talk about what they might be good at, what they might do, and then look at what United can do to try and combat that, right? In terms of the lineup. So we'll start off with Galatasaray, then we'll talk about how United should line up. So Galatasaray are going to press in a 4-4-2. I said it the other day. Like this. The midfield, there's a decent chance, is a little bit staggered, like so. But they're going to apply pressure all over the pitch. The intensity, they have some aging players, but they actually still have real athletic players in the side. Players with great stamina. Someone like Torreira in the midfield isn't the youngest anymore, but he still covers a lot of ground and is really tenacious. So they'll still be intense. And Ndombele, he can, when he wants to, put in an intense performance. So Galatasaray will press, hassle, hurry, and make life really difficult for United. Now, this was something they also tried to do in the first leg. It's also something they've done against Bayern. Now, one thing which United done in the first leg, the first tie, I should say, is United tried to go over it. Go long ball, up to Rasmus Højlund, get on the second ball and play from there. The problem is, United may not be able to do that with Martial in the side, instead of Rasmus Højlund. That's a problem. By the way, we've got people from literally everywhere around the world here. Seattle, South Africa, Bangkok, Malaysia. It's great to see the support. I appreciate you guys tuning in all different times of day. Ali, that must be an early morning, mate. Ethiopia, we've got people from literally everywhere, which is really great to see. Anyone in here from the UK? Interested to see if anyone's in the same time zone. Højlund is back in the squad. Harsh, are you from Great Britain? You don't have to go any further than that, but Corey's from UK. Nice, like I said, we have a reach literally all around the world. Matt, UK as well. Bolton, nice. Kenya, Iran. People literally everywhere. Germany, all over the world. Great to see you. Thank you very much, guys. And guess who's just joined the chat? It's the main man, FP. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Good to catch you in today's stream. We have literally got people from all around the world today. That's incredible. Some people are in boiling hot weather in South Africa. Then you got me sitting here in a jumper. Freezing cold. Canada, Nigeria, London. People literally everywhere. It's great to see. Anyway, FP, you might actually be interested in what we're just about to talk about. Because I was just coming on to the fact that Galatasaray like to press. They're going to press us quite high up the pitch. And that one thing we done in the first game was we went long to Rasmus Højlund to try and get on the second ball. And the reason I think that might interest you is because obviously you made the comment on Discord about the height. So the height thing. I'll come on to it real quick because VK has made another donation. Thank you very much, VK, for the donation. Spam some love hearts in chat to say thank you very much to him. What are the chances Ten Hag throws a curveball and plays 4-3-1-2 with Martial and Højlund up top, thus allowing Mainu, McTominay, Amrabat / Hannibal to pack the midfield? It could be possible because obviously, you know, you would say on paper it's unlikely, but for example against Brighton we saw the diamond out of nowhere. So a big game away from home, packing the midfield, there's a chance. I think it's, from the outside looking in, I would probably say it's unlikely, but I definitely wouldn't rule it out. Thank you very much again for the donation. Guys, you know what to do. Spam the love hearts. If you've got those custom emojis, spam the love hearts. If you haven't got the custom emojis, spam the red love hearts. Anyway, so basically, I was planning ahead for this Galatasaray game the other day, and FP, who you'll see in chat, he's always here, said on Discord, which you guys can join for free, he said, because I said about playing McTominay for the size and physicality, and what he said is that actually the Galatasaray side isn't that big. Let's have a look at that. Is that strictly true? Well, we've got the right back here, Bowie. He is, I've got it all written down here, about 5'8", roughly. Keep an eye on him, by the way. United are linked to him, and he actually seems like a good player. Nelson here, around 6 foot. Left centre back, 6 foot. Left back, I've written Angelino instead of... Okay, ignore that one. I haven't got a number for that. Torreira in midfield, though, is only 5'4", apparently. This is according to the Transfer Market website, so apologies if these numbers are wrong, but it's what Transfer Market website says. Apparently he's 5'4". And Ndombele is about, you know, he's the higher ends of like 5'10", 5'11"-ish. And then we've got Mertens, who is 5'5", 5'6". Not a big midfield. It's not the biggest midfield in the world from Galatasaray. So my question there, and this is where I want to get your guys' kind of viewpoint on this. If you see the opposition have got quite a small midfield in terms of stature, and Ndombele being the biggest, do you go... yeah, sorry if some of those numbers are wrong. It's just what the Transfer Market website says, so apologies if some of them are a little bit wrong, but it's roughly right. They're not a big team, right? So if you see the opposition have quite a small midfield, do you go Sofian Amrabat, because we don't need the size, so we can go a bit more technical, for example? Or do you go, let's get Scott McTominay in there, because he's a huge guy and should dwarf most of the opposition? 5'6", still ain't tall? Yeah, exactly. Trust me, I know. I swear I'm taller than 5'6", right, guys? Right? Do you go McTominay because he's, if you play him, he's a lot taller than most of the others apart from Ndombele? So do you go for Scott McTominay rather than actually, normally we would say, okay, the opposition have got a 6'2" guy, let's go McTominay to go head to head with him? Do you actually maybe take a different approach here and go, they're actually quite small, so McTominay can really dominate them? Or do you go, no, let's go for a smaller player and keep the ball with someone like Amrabat? I'm interested to hear what you think. Your long ball strategy is self-sabotage. All Galatasaray want United to do is make a game chaotic. Yeah, I'm not saying that's what United should do. I'm saying it's what United done in the first game. Yeah, I'm not recommending long ball. Trust me, if you know me, I do not recommend long ball. I'll tell you what I do recommend. And it's tough, it's risky, and it's hard for United to do. But play the ball out from the back. Be brave on the ball. And use Onana, please. Because you can be bold here and you can use the strategy. So I was talking in my tactical preview about how sometimes Galatasaray will stagger their press shape like this in midfield. Which means you do have potential to get Kobe Mainu and Fernandes potentially 2v1 against Torreira. Potential for that, which means you can play out from the back, right? At times, though, Galatasaray will just go super aggressive, and they will go all the way man for man. They've done this to Bayern Munich for large parts of the game, and were brilliant against them. They lost the game 3-1. They shouldn't have. They should have won that football match, in my opinion. They were the better team. The XGs says it and everything. They were better than Bayern, by the way. That's how good this Galatasaray side is. Anyway, so they're going to go pressing man-to-man, which means you do not have a single player free to receive the ball. But you do, right? We all know that you do, because we have this little fella here in goal who happens to be pretty darn good with the ball at his feet. And having a goalkeeper who's good with the ball at his feet can be the perfect tool to break down a team which goes in a man-to-man press. Because the second you have a goalkeeper who's good on the ball and also calm on the ball, you have a +1 over the opposition, right? you have the numerical overload because you've got the spare man. It's why ball-playing goalkeepers are so good. It's why I was so keen on the signing of Onana for games like this. The important thing from here, though, is not only that Onana is good on the ball, but that United recognise and take advantage of that. They recognise the having the spare man and things like that. So let me show you. Let's say Victor Lindelof, let's say Luke Shaw has the ball, actually. Let's say United have worked the ball forward and Galatasaray have pressed and forced United back. So it goes back to Shaw. Yilmaz is going to press. It goes back to Lindelof. Icardi's going to press. It goes back to Onana. And Icardi might carry on pressing, or it might now be Mertens. But at least we now have the spare man. That's where you can now use third man combinations, because you can have an extra man dropping in here, and whilst he may be followed, you can do this. Having Onana allows you to create that extra man. It's incredibly risky. Would you be tempted by it? The only reason Højlund weren't in my starting 11 is because I'm not sure if he's fit, but I think I made this yesterday. I think now what we've seen in the press conference is that he probably will be, so we'll put Rasmus Højlund in. Would you guys be a fan of United trying to play like this? Or do you think it's just too risky and that our players perhaps don't have the bottle or some of them the ability to do it in this game? What do you think? What do you think if Galatasaray play a low block? I think it's unlikely, but we will come on to that a little bit later. We will eventually talk about it. Hoofing the ball long hasn't helped us this season. I completely agree. So people are really divided on McTominay and Amrabat. So perhaps we'll come back to that shortly. Mainu is press resistant, but it's not safe in this match with Maguire and Lindelof. We can't play out from the back. We have to start pushing ourselves to be able to play in this sort of way. So this is where it gets interesting, right, as a manager. Is this the game where, it's must win in a crazy environment? Is this the game where you start trying to play out from the back? Or is this the game where you just stick to what's, quote, worked in the last few games and go long? I'm unsure. But if it was me, I would like to see us play out from the back. I think United can cause problems for Galatasaray if we do this. But it has to be incredibly patient. Onana has to be cool and calm on the ball. But I think the most important thing is actually players recognising the triggers. Something I spoke about in a video last week, I think it was, that United often get a man behind the press. So, for example, if Onana has the ball here, Maguire is behind the press. We can see he's behind his first line. But what United don't do often enough, excuse the voice there. What we don't see often enough is United recognising and executing the spare man. Kobbie Mainoo could allow United to do that. Onana can allow United to do that. But only if the players are actually willing to do it. So it's a difficult one. Because you can also do it with, say, your fullback as well. For example, if this little pattern has happened, you might see someone like Zaha then comes pressing up the back of Maguire. But now can we play this ball? Which is actually a bit of a less risky pass, and actually a better way for United to get out from the back. Suddenly, because you're playing against a man-to-man system, if you do find a spare man and they start carrying the ball forward, again, because the opposition are man-to-man, they have a problem. Because once the spare man's been found, that guy's free and can kind of carry the ball forward. So if I'm, let's say, Ndombele here, do I stick tight on my guy, Scott McTominay, and let Wan-Bissaka carry the ball forward? Or do I come across to Wan-Bissaka, but now I open up the potential for another third-man combination, and now United are free? It'll be an interesting one to see, in that sort of situation, what Galatasaray will then do. And that's where you can actually start to hurt teams, because you get that little bit of indecision in them. They're nice and intense, they're playing really erratic, high-intensity football. You start to put question marks in their head. One player or two, just hesitating slightly, can completely break a man-to-man pressing system, which now gives United potential. It's a shame Marcus Rashford isn't playing, because once you're then in this position, Rashford's one of the best in the world at playing from here, right? Hopefully Garnacho can produce the levels that we need, but it will be interesting. Hey AJ, don't forget we now have Shaw. He is the perfect outlet playing out from the back. Absolutely. I would, like I said already, I could see a world where Shaw plays centre-back to have that little bit of press resistance in the centre rather than out wide. But either way, yeah, he will be an important player. Of course, recently returning from injury, it's going to be difficult for him. It's quite, a hostile, intense game to come into. But hopefully he's sharp and ready to go. Can Varane finally play? I mean, you know me, I would play him. I don't think Ten Hag will, though, because his big thing is that he doesn't like to play Varane or Maguire left centre-back against a high-pressing side, and this is a high-pressing side. So we will see Lindelof left centre-back, I'm confident of that, and then it's Maguire versus Varane. Maguire is preferred at the moment, so You know me, I like Rafael Varane, but I don't think Ten Hag will play him. I personally would, but I don't think he will. No changes in formation. The only change I will want is playing Pellistri for the suspended Rashford. So obviously that's another debate as well. Would you go for Facundo Pellistri or would you go Anthony on the right-hand side? The thing is, it hasn't really been working. Our recent results have been quite lucky. Yeah, that's why I went the whole working thing, because obviously we've been collecting points, but the performance has been terrible. I think we just pick and choose when to play out from the back, simply because we don't have the personnel to consistently do it. Yeah, again, I think that's where, you know, not having a Lisandro Martinez hurts us, right? It really plays a big part in the way that we play. So I think also that we've got this big physical presence up front now. The fact that when we're desperate to, we can go long to Rasmus Højlund does help us. And I think it's something there where Onana's passing needs to be a little bit better in terms of long-range passing. Find Rasmus Højlund, and again, this allows United to get out from the press potentially. Kaneki saying, hey AJ, missed a lot of your live streams lately since I'm in Thailand. Love the vids, keep up the uploads. Thank you very much for all the kind words and the support. Shame you haven't been in stream recently, but I completely understand, mate. It's good to see you today. I hope you're well. And yeah, I hope you've been keeping well over the last couple of weeks. What are my thoughts on Wan-Bissaka? That's another big debate, actually, we'll come on to. I think Wan-Bissaka is much needed in this game because Zaha will hurt us if Dalot play. If we can win this game, you think we can go to the next round? Yeah, I think if we can win this game, I think we can progress, absolutely. Edwick44, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Saying, yo, I'm late. Hope everyone is doing well. Personally, I'm pretty good, mate. Hope you are too. Hope life is treating you well, mate. I think he'll play Anthony. Pellistri would be a perfect impact sub. Yeah, so on that, Ali, I would personally be tempted. I would be tempted by Facundo Pellistri, right? The problem is to go again into this game with Kobbie Mainoo, Pellistri and Garnacho. That's a lot of young players. So yeah, I think it will be Anthony. It's difficult with the different time zones. Yeah, no worries at all, mate. It's good to see you, though. I hope you've been well. You haven't got to apologise for missing the stream at all. Hope you're keeping well. What time is it where you are then at the moment? What time is it in Thailand? I think someone did say earlier, actually. If Højlund starts, Pellistri will be the better fit. However, I think Anthony will start, then Pellistri will be the pace changer. Yeah, I think it'll be Anthony from the start. Facundo Pellistri affects the game later on. I think we should do a poll. I think we haven't done a poll in the last couple of streams. I'd go with Sancho on the right, but I think that ship has sailed. Yeah, I don't know. Something tells me he won't. 8:30 right now? That's not too bad then. 2:30 in Nigeria. Madhu, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well, my friend. Let's do a little poll on midfield options for United. I think there's one main debate. One of these two will play. I can't spell. Amrabat. Okay. Who are we all assuming that Mainoo will play? Are we all assuming he will, right? Who should... Let me just word this poll right. I don't know. If Mainoo doesn't start, we riot. Yeah, the only thing would be, again, is like protecting a young player, but I think he's got that little bit of temperament and composure. Personally, I'd go with him, 100%. Thanks, AJ, for your analysis. Watching you from Uganda. No worries at all, my man. Hope you're well, and thank you for the support on the channel as always. He won man of the match, so he's definitely playing. Yeah, I think there's just a chance maybe you protect him. I think okay, out of interest, we'll cover this properly later in the week. If he plays tonight, do you then protect him a little bit at the weekend against Newcastle, or do you think he's fine just to play all three? It's something which comes into the manager's head. For example, if you look at Barcelona, right, Gavi and Pedri, they thought it's really good for their technical development to give them a lot of games, and they were spot on. Technically, they improved astronomically, but physically, it's come at a cost. So it is important to manage the mental side of a young player, the physical side, the technical side, and the tactical side. These are all things you have to consider. I think he'll play tonight, by the way, just to confirm. Not related to the topic, but what's your overall analysis of the group of death? Did you expect Dortmund to qualify and how they had qualified and who will join them? I did not think Dortmund would qualify at all, personally, and I certainly didn't have them to be the first to qualify. It's been a good group. I've watched both the PSG Newcastle games. I watched one of the Dortmund Newcastle games and one of the Milan Newcastle. I think I've seen maybe all the Milan games. I'm not sure. Not all the Newcastle games, sorry. But yeah, I've seen a fair amount of the group. It's been a good group to watch. I feel like PSG were unlucky not to win last night, although they get a penalty, which isn't a penalty realistically. But the general flow of the game, PSG deserved all 3 points. It's going to be hard for Newcastle from where they are now, though. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, it's been a good group. Probably the best group to watch so far. Mainly more advanced if Amrabat plays. Or obviously there's potential for the double pivot as well. We could see a world... Hang on, I haven't even got Amrabat written down yet. It's poor from me, I do apologise. Amrabat. We could see this sort of structure. So let's be ambitious, right? And let's say United have managed to play the way out from the back by keeping the ball on the floor and using the spare man in these deeper areas. Causing Galatasaray to drop just a little bit, just so we can actually just see our players a bit clearer, to be honest. We could see this 2-4 shape. Something like this. This could be possible. Obviously, there's always going to be rotations down every side of the pitch. I don't think we ever get one constant shape. I would just be tempted, going back to the whole man-to-man system thing, McTominay's size, let's say, right, Mertens is going to press well, and Amrabat might struggle, I'm not sure, but let's say Mertens is pressing well. Having someone as big as McTominay, who is so clearly a lot bigger than Mertens, you can almost just lean on him and go, you don't think so, mate? This is my ball. McTominay could have that effect on someone like Mertens, being that much bigger than him. He also could have the same impact on someone like Torreira. So again, I would be tempted by McTominay. I'm really unsure personally. I think I might be leaning towards McTominay, believe it or not. And I didn't think I'd ever say that. Or do you go Amrabat for the temperament on the ball and keeping it calm and actually keeping possession for once? It's a toss-up. Again, there's strengths and weaknesses of both players, and it's about what do you prefer? What do you go with more? What does the manager prioritise? What's more important for this game? I wish Amrabat was a bit more press-resistant, not a good ball carrier either. I think he is a good ball carrier, although I don't think he's shown it for United yet. I completely agree there. I think he can be a really good ball carrier. Press resistance was the one thing I labelled as a concern. He's not awful in the first phase, but he gets his hips in the wrong position and often leaves himself quite like rigid and stuck and unable to turn, like quite heavy-footed almost. So yeah, that is definitely a concern. AJ picking Scotty, we must be in the upside down. Yeah, you guys know that I wouldn't normally side with McTominay, especially in a double pivot. I don't know. But that's a good point from Matt there. Do you play Amrabat, bring Scott McTominay on for 20-25 minutes just for pure impact and physicality, especially if you need a goal? Don't play Mainu in this game. It's a losing battle. Get him ready for Newcastle. That's obviously the other side of the coin, the other view. Amrabat might be so much better with a player like Kobe. They might complement each other. Very true. He doesn't seem to win an aerial duel. Is that on McTominay or Amrabat? I will say McTominay has disappointed me in the air over the past few games. Amrabat does track back. McTominay, on the other hand, doesn't. He's good at going up front and finish up good if the ball's at his feet. Ali saying we need players that show up for the ball. McTominay always hides. He is good in the opposition half/box to score a goal in a mayhem moment. So perhaps would that suggest maybe you go Amrabat for the start, for the first hour, and then bring McTominay in? Because I do agree about that you want players that are going to show for the ball. Again, this is going to be a really hostile environment, and as much as I like Kobe Mainu, you don't want to have an 18-year-old receiving the ball in this environment, looking up, and, you know, just having no options. McTominay's bogged off up front somewhere up here. Fernandez is up here as well. That's a nightmare for a young... You don't want to put a young player in that position. That's it would be bad management, but also, you know, bad from his teammates to put him in that sort of position. So perhaps you do play Amrabat because he'll show a little bit deeper. Bring McTominay on later. Again, it's a toss-up between the two of them. It really is. Did you see the conditions for the under-19s game? Unfortunately, I missed the game, but yeah, I did hear that the pitch was awful. It's always a problem in youth football. It always has been, particularly in certain games away from home in Europe. Some of the pitch conditions just aren't as good as what we have in England at times. McTominay has credit in the bank with Ten Hag. Amrabat is in depth. That's how Ten Hag operates. Yeah, I think Ten Hag will go with McTominay. I'm trying to figure out what I would go for, but I think Ten Hag will go Scott. The ball didn't even go to the next player; it just stuck to the pitch. It's awful when it's like that. It's horrendous. It's not the right environment for a young player to develop as a footballer. You get injuries on pitches like that. It's awful. I also agree with the points about I think Amrabat will be better when he's in a possession side rather than a transitioning side. On a side which controls the ball, trust me, he is really good at controlling tempo. I stand by that. He really is. My only concern with Amrabat is he's weak in the air. True, but as we have covered already, Galatasaray aren't huge. Torreira, under 5 foot or under 5'7". Mertens, under 5'7". So, they aren't huge in the middle here. So you might be able to get away with it. They probably look at us and say the same though, maybe. United structure leaves their DM exposed. Unless you are Busquets or Rodri, you will be easier to press. I mean, even Rodri often gets John Stones helping him in that area as well. I think what we're seeing at the moment is most systems end up with a double pivot. We kind of had that stage where systems were always a singular pivot. We tend to see two midfielders now together at a base in most good systems, because we're often seeing a 2-4 or a 3-2, something like that. Most of the top systems have a two-man midfield. United don't tend to. We tend to only play with one. Even Icardi is not the most physical striker. Yeah, I mean, he's not weak either, but yeah, you're not wrong. He's not a standout physical athlete. McTominay hasn't done anything in the last 5 games. I wouldn't want him to play at all, but I'd prefer Mainu to play on the weekend. So you'd maybe go McTominay Amrabat tonight. Singular pivot is too risky for overrun. Yeah, I think you can do it in certain stages of the pitch, but I also think there's certain stages of the pitch where you go for more of a 2-4 shape. Will Zaha even attempt to take on Wan-Bissaka? Wonder how much his fear of him will influence his positioning. Obviously, there was that game last year against Palace where Zaha, last minute, races through and Wan-Bissaka catches him. And Zaha said after the game, he's like, I looked over, saw it was Wan-Bissaka, and knew it was over. He was like, any other player, I would have scored, but not him. Think we can utilise Onana like we did versus Everton? Yeah, I think Onana can be really key in this game. It's what I was touching on with the press. I think he's one of the most important players. The only issue is it only works if players actually want to use it, though. Because let's say early on, if Galatasaray step off a little bit, if Galatasaray aren't intense, it's really easy to get Onana into the back three, right? The question is, can you do it when suddenly Galatasaray are playing here? That's where you get the question. Because I felt that's what we saw against Everton. When Everton started the game a little bit further off, like this, we saw Onana here. Then after 15-20 minutes or so, Everton started going here, and then we saw less bravery. Lindelof wasn't brave, Maguire wasn't brave, Onana wasn't brave either, really. It's why I keep labelling Mainu as our best player in that game, and the most mature player, because he kept being brave and trying to get on the ball. So it'll be interesting to see if we can take advantage of the goalkeeper when we're being pressed. We tend to only use Onana properly on the ball when teams sit off a little bit. So it'll be interesting. So you're opting for Wan-Bissaka over Dalot for Zaha, I presume. I want to come on to that and do a poll on that one as well. I think Amrabat has quite comfortably won that poll, the one we've done so far. Can we get that to 70 votes, do you reckon? What about the counter Brighton used with the centre-backs pushed wide? You could do it, I just don't think Ten Hag will. Or it's probably not the game to try it in, is probably the best way to say it, right? It's a system you can use, though, for sure, but probably not the game to experiment. Someone in the comments the other day suggested a Mainu and Hannibal midfield. What are your thoughts on that? Not for this game, but in general. I'm not sure, because I'm personally not the biggest fan in the world of Hannibal. I think he has drawbacks to his game. I think he is an attacking midfielder, and I'm not sure about having Mainu all alone here whilst two midfielders go push high. Assuming you're keeping Fernandes in the side. Let's get 4 more votes on that poll, guys. Then we'll set up another one for the Dalot and Wan-Bissaka. What is the conflict between Varane's and Maguire's play style? I think Maguire is better at stepping with the ball under pressure. I think Maguire is a better long passer as well, which I think is often important when breaking teams down. Having the ability to pick the ball up here and ping it over here moves the opposition about quite a lot. Maguire is also better at moving the ball through the lines on the floor. With Rafael Varane, he's a little bit quicker, a bit better on the turn, and a better box defender. He's better in these areas, defending his box, reading the play. I think for Ten Hag, it's a big thing about the ball-playing ability. So I think that's why he goes with Maguire. In the future, I think a Mainu and Onana pivot works really well, but if we transition to singular pivot, would he still suit the system, or do we go for Vifer instead? FP, I'm going to do a video breaking down Vifer's performance against Atletico on Discord. For members. Channel members, YouTube channel members, are going to get a bonus video breaking that down. So we'll see a little bit there. I haven't actually watched the game yet, but I will do that at some point. I've been watching a lot of Amadou Onana from Everton, and I'm starting to have a few little question marks creep in with him, so it's a difficult one again. Obviously, that's a lot of what we were covering yesterday as well. Hannibal is a bit like Andres Pereira, too unpredictable. Technically gifted, but too hot-headed from time to time. Yeah, I think he's been a bit better recently, Hannibal, but yeah, still a concern. Hannibal seems a bit behind in his development. We might have let him down somewhat, another victim of circumstance at United. Yeah, it's a difficult one because obviously players develop at different rates, but it does feel like a lot of players, if they were going to really make it, maybe would have by now. I don't know, because he has had his chances. Should we run another poll? Let's run a poll on the Wan-Bissaka situation, or the right-back situation, I'll say. I'll just call it right-back tonight. We're going to go Dallo. Good to see everyone in chat, by the way. We've got some faces which I hadn't seen for a while, so it's good to see you. Hope you're all well. Oh, apologies for that awful mic noise. For those of you that are just tuning in, let me know how your day is, let me know how you're doing, and let me know whereabouts in the world you're watching from, because it's always good fun to find that out. And let me know how you're feeling about this game. Also, should we chuck some score predictions in the chat real quick? Do you think Casemiro gets straight into the team? He was definitely struggling with form. I don't think he gets straight in the team, no. No, I think the fact that Ten Hag referred to Kobbie Mainoo the other day as a 6, which is Casemiro's position, doesn't look great from him. Watching from Singapore, nice. I think Wan-Bissaka on the final third is underrated. Active in underlapping or overlapping, but his crossing was abysmal. Yeah, I actually think Wan-Bissaka, I think you're right, is underrated in the final third. I think he's good with his movement and his timing. So when someone like Anthony goes wide, I do feel like Wan-Bissaka is good at timing this run. Like you said, it's actually just when he's on the ball with that little bit of final third, he's not very good. So yeah, the comment was a sweeping comment about a 6, but he definitely referred to Kobbie Mainoo playing as a 6, if you know what I mean. He weren't saying, you know, if that means he's going to play 6 for the next few weeks. So what I'm saying is that means Mainoo will play 6 for the next few weeks, hopefully. If he plays well, it's hard for Casemiro to get back into that position. There's a chance Casemiro comes in and Mainoo pushes further forward as well. Watching from Jamaica, nice. United will win 4-1, says James. If the ref allows us to play and we don't see any mistakes or red cards, we can win 2-1. Bought him around 16-ish with a lot of eyes on him, but we've almost left him to stagnate with the youth. Completely agree. Not that developing youth is bad, but a talent warranted a bit of a special treatment, IMO. Yeah, quite possible. In that case, Mainoo would mould into a regista holding a role rather than ball winner. Yeah, Mainoo's never going to be a pure ball-winning deep midfielder. I think what we kind of, the conclusion we came to yesterday in stream was that a good thing for United with Mainoo is to have him as a player, which is the main player in the first phase, but we're going to get a big physical profile next to him as well, who's occasionally going to drop in and help out. So that could be Casemiro. You could have Mainoo as your 6 here, Casemiro as more of an 8 dropping in. That's definitely possible. This may be one of the few games I wish we had Dan James. Yeah. Wouldn't be a bad bet. Over Anthony? Possibly. Love your channel, watching all the way from Botswana. Thank you very much for joining. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you for the kind words. You guys seen the news of sin bins planning to be introduced? Yeah, what do you guys make of that? The whole sin bin idea. I never actually read the article that you sent, FP. I need to get around to that at some point. Do you think Ten Hag would have liked Dan James? I mean, he's a player which always gave his all, and work rate was really good, so certainly in that aspect, I think he probably would have. Love your content, brother. Thank you very much. I love your support. What is a sin bin? Basically, rather than getting a yellow card or a red card and being sent off, you could get like a quote orange card, which means you go off the pitch for a few minutes. So the talks is that it could be trialled in the Premier League as early as next season, which is crazy. Is it 10 minutes supposedly you'd have to go off for? That seems like too long to me. It's a minefield, but there's maybe something in there that could be beneficial. Everyone's saying it sounds stupid. Yeah, I think it's for those challenges which aren't quite red cards, you know, but they're a bit worse than your typical yellow. I think that's the idea behind it. I don't think I'm a fan, personally. I feel like also what you would see with that is the second a team gets a player in the sin bin, they're just going to park the bus for 10 minutes to wait to get their player back, and I think you would lose entertainment a little bit. Meant to be a better deterrent, I think. Yeah, I just don't know if we're ever going to see it. Wan-Bissaka is more of a defensive right back rather than attacking, so that's why people are siding with him. We've only got 52 votes on that at the moment, guys. We can get that. Come on, that's only 1 in 3. Nearly 100 of you guys haven't voted yet, and I can see who hasn't voted. Vote. Yeah, I think the sin bin does affect entertainment, which is why I don't like the idea of it. You know, at the end of the day, it is an entertainment. You know, sport is meant for entertainment. Not against them trying it in lower leagues and then seeing if it works higher. True. Could you share when you usually do these interactive streams? Love it. I tend to do these. So if United play on a Tuesday, I'll do it on Tuesday afternoon. Or if United play on a Wednesday, I'll do it on Wednesday afternoon. So the plan is from now on, I will look to stream most Tuesday and Wednesday afternoons, plus normally a Friday as well. So you nearly always get a Friday stream, apart from international break, and then you'll get a Tuesday or a Wednesday as well, sometimes both. And very rarely, very, very rarely, you'll get a weekend one. So guys, Codename's made a really good point here. There's 148 people watching, but only 44 likes. The rumour has it that if you like the stream, we'll have more than 100 million Ten Hag transfer boost. I mean, I can't confirm, but it is the rumour that I heard. So, like the stream, because there's now 161 people here. Dan James is a Ten Hag style player to a T. Yeah, he'd have loved his pressing and his transitioning ability and everything. Yeah, I think he would have quite liked him. What's your thoughts on Pellistri over Anthony? That's a poll I want to do shortly as well. All right, let's get that poll to 70 votes if we can. We're currently on 64. Once that poll is at 70 votes, we'll move on to the next one. I think sin bin for purely cynical fouls or tactical fouls. The problem is, again, it's just going to end up with subjective calls and things like that. It's just complicated, isn't it? Do you think we can take Garner back instead of Onana? No, realistically, I don't think so. I don't trust Ten Hag with 100 million. Okay, I get 100 million. I don't know. Why is Varane not starting tonight? Is that been confirmed? I don't think he will, because I think he won't be wanted left centre-back and Maguire's in better form. Yeah, guys, like the stream. We're on 56 so far. Let's get a few more likes on that, and also let's get one more vote on that poll, and then we'll move on. Wan-Bissaka has won that poll quite comfortably. So in that case, do you go Dalot left back just to protect Shaw a little bit? Shaw's good enough to play, I mean, fitness-wise. Or not. Wan-Bissaka's quite comfortably won the vote, though. I'm interested to see what you guys are going to say for the right wing position. I think I know which way this is going to go. I think I can see... I think I know you guys well enough. I think I know what way this vote is going. But let's see. Shaw is left centre-back with Dalot left back. There's... Sorry. My voice just completely went. Yeah, there's definitely potential on that as well. Let me have a drink real quick while you guys start voting. Is Højlund fit to start, though? Not sure. 1 minute I've got him in my team, 1 minute he's out again. I'm undecided. Have you noticed top coaches seem to be hoarding ball-carrying midfielders? Is this some new trend? It's a new trend which I called about 18 months ago. I think ball-carrying midfielders are the most important thing in football at the moment, more so than passing midfielders. I think press-resistant ball carriers are the big thing. You need them in your team. People haven't clocked on yet. You need ball carriers. They break systems. Again, so many teams, right? The reason they're becoming popular is because so many teams go man-to-man. I've covered this before, but for those that are new, we will cover it again. So let's say I've got the ball in midfield here, right? And the opposition, literally, ignore the players in these positions, right? Just imagine them as random people. Let's say the opposition go all the way aggressive man-to-man like this, right? Which a lot of teams do. Now, the second a team goes man-for-man, you can see that when I get on the ball, I have no one I can pass to, right? Because everyone's marked. However, if I'm a good ball carrier, a good dribbler, and a good press-resistant player, I can beat the player near me. And the second I beat the player near me, I now have a lot of space. Because there's no free players for the opposition to come press me, because they're marking all my teammates. If they do choose to come and press me, now they're leaving someone in a lot of room. So that's why these ball carriers are so important, because they physically, you know, if you talk about defensive systems and structures, if you set up in an aggressive man-to-man system, but you lose your man-to-man battle, your system's broke. So ball carriers, they physically break systems. That's why they're so important. They break defensive structures. That's why Declan Rice was such a good signing. Absolutely. Absolutely. United should have been all over that. FP pointing out that Ten Hag does have a preference for left-footed right wingers, so we could see Antony for that reason. I think I would go for Antony for a bit of experience as well, over the likes of Garnacho. You know, you've got Garnacho, Pellistri, Mainu. It's quite a young team. Although, on the counter to that, Antony does like a little kick out at players. And you don't want that in this game, because it's going to be, you know, an intense game. We don't need a red card. You could see it coming with the transition to pressing everywhere. Yeah, Matt, you're spot on. These players which can dribble and carry the ball, they break man-to-man pressing systems, which is why I love them so much. He's a left-footed right winger who doesn't get into shooting positions. True, but it's not just for shooting. So, if I'm left-footed and I get the ball here, at least I can pass inside, whereas a right winger is more likely to go down the line. Or, sorry, a right-footed player is more likely to go down the line. So, by having a left-footed right winger, you also keep the ball a bit better as well. So, it's not just about shooting, it's about ball retention. City getting Nunes and Kovacic is an example of this. It's a perfect example. It's why Ten Hag wanted Frankie de Jong. It's why I'm such a big fan of this young man here. Absolutely. Bruno on the right. Does anyone think that might happen? I wouldn't be surprised. Again, I wouldn't, because I spoke on it. The Everton game, I think that was the difference. Bruno played in the middle, delivered in big moments. But I wouldn't be surprised if Ten Hag does it. Because what you could do is you could go Bruno Fernandes on the right. You could push Scott McTominay into the 10 and do this. You could do that. Would you have liked Nunes, who's now at City at United? Not this summer, but I wanted him last year. You know, the summer before, like the summer, we got linked with Frankie de Jong a lot. Like the March before that, I done a video looking at midfielders United should sign, and Matheus Nunes was one of them. So that was, what, 20 months ago now, roughly, just under 2 years. So that's when I was asking for him. Martial left wing, Højlund up front, Garnacho right wing. Ten Hag has said that Martial could be classified as a left winger. He said that a few weeks back. FM24 stream when? I need to get the game first. One day. We've got some people in different people in chat today, actually. Out of you guys, who would be interested in an FM24 series where we try and fix Manchester United? You guys will do polls and stuff to decide who we sign, things like that. We could do it streams, we could do it videos, we could do a little bit of everything. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. If you are, donate £30 and pay for the game. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, unless you want to, but that was sarcasm. Phil João Neves has a very similar profile to Kobbie Mainoo. Yeah, watch my video from this morning and you'll see that I pointed out something very similar. This morning's video, for those of you that have seen it or haven't seen it, was clipped up all stuff from yesterday's stream. So that's what you missed on stream yesterday if you didn't see it. But yeah, João Neves is a similar idea to Kobbie Mainoo. Is that an idea you like? Two profiles similar in midfield? Or did you prefer one of the other profiles we were talking about? AJ, you know that Twitter thread you shared the other day which explains the issues with our build-up? Are you able to do a video on that? I don't have Twitter, so I can't view the thread. Trying to remember which... I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, I'll look into it. Or I'll try and find it at some point and maybe have a look through it. I can't remember what one I shared now. Was it one that I was shared on Discord, maybe? Or was it... Was it on here I said about it or something? I can't remember. You shared it on a video. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Yep, I know what you mean. Yeah, perhaps we could look into it. Yeah. McTominay over Hannibal. So that's actually another good shout. Could you now do... first person to type Hannibal's number gets a round of applause. Put it in chat, guys. I know it, don't worry. First person to say it gets literally nothing, but it's competition. Hannibal's number. Who's got it first? Go, 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 go. Oh. Ovi was there first. On my end, anyway. You could do this. Oh, I didn't mean to completely get rid of the guy. Hang on. You could do this. Bruno Fernandes right wing. Look at the energy you've now got in there. Ali would be CEO for FM. Yeah, would anyone be interested in a football manager series? Where we... yeah, go on FM24, try and fix Manchester United. We look at different players to sign. The people on yesterday's stream were very, very keen. Can we get also 4 more votes on that right winger poll? If we can, that'd be 3 polls in a row with 70 votes, which is incredible. We're also still on 167 concurrent viewers, which is incredible. 69 likes. Can we get that to 75, I reckon? If you haven't liked the stream, just leave a like. What's the thing that's not working for Ten Hag? The football club. No, there's obviously a lot of different things. I try and cover it in as many different videos as possible. We've done some videos on, you know, the build-up structure, the pressing structure, the possession structure, the counter-attacking shape, the attacking problem. So, if you want to know what's not working for Ten Hag, kind of just go through the channel over the past couple of months. You'll see different things that I've spoken about, set pieces as well, for example. Yeah, I think there's a lot, so it's too much to kind of cover at once. Can I throw a question to you guys also as with the right winger here? Bruno Fernandes. We've got to consider we do have Wan-Bissaka at right back, so we have a less of an overlapping right back perhaps at times. Because you think if we had Fernandes and Wan-Bissaka on the same side, By the way, personally, Bruno's playing here. Like I said, you would have, or some of you would have seen my video the other day. I thought Bruno Fernandes playing centrally was the key. Why Mount is not starting right wing? He's injured, but I don't know why long term. No, I'm not sure. I think he could. If you have a high flying right back, you could. If Anthony has to start, that means Dallo has to start. Also, in order to get those crosses from Dallo, yeah, possibly. Just make sure I haven't missed any chats from my wonderful members. Interesting, consider ball carrying as a defensive quality first and an offensive one second. Really tips things in your favour with a stable dribbler in the middle. Yeah, having these, again, the ball carrying midfielders are just... they're just so good. They're just so good. What do you mean? Aaron Wan-Bissaka has been overlapping a lot. I should say more, okay, perhaps you don't get crossing if you play Bruno and Wan-Bissaka down the right, because Bruno will go inside. Bruno was very good second half on Sunday. First half was dire. Spot on, I completely agree. I thought his first half was horrendous. Second half, much better. Kept getting in between the Everton double pivot, sliding those passes through to Martial, wins a penalty, and also we get a goal, so. You think Ten Hag has moved on from Bruno on the wings? I hope so. FP says, Højlund scorpion kick. Who says no? Not me. I'm not saying no to that. Yes, please. Why does Ten Hag keep picking McTominay? Because physically he's a really good base to have in your midfield, right? He's tall, he's strong, he works pretty hard. He's a decent ball carrier. You know, he offers a bit of drive. He's effective in both boxes, at set pieces. You know, corners coming into the box, he can head them away, but he can also score them at the other end. He does strike a ball well and can give you a goal out of nothing. I don't think long-term he's sustainable in the starting 11, but I think with Ten Hag desperate for results at the moment, McTominay, you know, he has literally given Ten Hag results recently, so I think that's why. AJ, Rashford on the right looks more creative and better than on the left. More creative in the sense that he's crossing more, yes. I think his general creative game is better on the left, but he definitely crosses more from the right-hand side, absolutely. He just can't carry and dribble the ball well. I think he carries well in open space. I don't think he doesn't dribble well, he carries well. So just to confirm what that means, carrying the ball is more about, here, I've got a big open space in front of me. Can I, carry the ball forward? Whereas dribbling, for me, is more about the guy's now here. Can I dribble past him? So I think McTominay is good with big open spaces in front of him, not in confined areas so much. I'll take the 3 points with a Højlund Scorpion kick. I'll take it too. I think we all would. Odds on top bins Harry Maguire bicycle kick from behind the halfway line. If that happens, I will donate 20 memberships on the channel to 20 random people. If you start Kobbie Mainoo and Amrabat, you give Bruno more freedom. That's a fair point, because obviously they would drop a little bit deeper together in here. Amrabat did win the poll as well, actually, right? How's this poll going? Pardon me, excuse me. 77 votes. Great stuff, guys. So Facundo Pellistri has won the vote. That's what I thought would happen. I don't know if I agree with it, but it's what I thought would happen. Which academy player should we be on the lookout for next season? Good question. I need to watch more of the academy to find out, especially next year. There's a couple there or thereabouts, but I'd like to look into them more before kind of throwing names at you guys. Did you know that Galatasaray Ultras asked everyone not to bring phones? They want an ultra hellish atmosphere, all on the line for them. Yes, I had seen that. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, it's going to be intense. It's going to be intense. Shea Lacey is one for a few years' time. Dan Gore, potentially next season. Will the match get cancelled? For what reason? Have I missed something? I don't think the match will get cancelled, right? Unless I've missed something like I said. Isaac Hansen, yeah, he's one as well. Is the word Wonder Kid overused? Yes. AJ, if Anthony still does not work out this season, would you think to sell? Yeah, absolutely. The problem is, good luck getting anywhere near the fee you paid for him. Weather was an issue in the under-19s game. Yeah, but obviously the facilities, the draining facilities on the first team pitch will be a lot better. No worries, Chad, mate. Always happy to help. Yeah, we'll run with that, sure. Can we get a Højlund Torreira mismatch going by having him drop a little bit deeper? Oh, I like the sound of that. Højlund drops in a little bit deeper. Let's move the midfielders the right way around. Drops in here. Bruno Fernandes goes past. Can we now go long into this area? Possibly. How much could we realistically make off Sancho? I wouldn't have thought that much because we've got no power there. Wonder Kid and world class. These terms are massively overused, sadly. Yeah, I agree. I think the problem with like the world class term especially is people have like different criteria for what makes a player world class and also what level is world class. Some people will say world class is the best in that position. I always say elite is the best, then world class. So it's obviously difficult to gauge because people use it in different ways. Heavy downpour and pitch condition is a big concern. Has there been much talks on that? People have different standards. Yeah, and like I said, different like ranking systems as well. It'd be great if the whole world of football could just agree that good is here, then great, then world class, then elite, or like whatever way. For me, the levels are average, good, world class, elite. Yeah, there's probably something in between good and world class as well, but I'm not sure what you would put in there. I like elite as the top. With all that money, matches shouldn't be getting cancelled due to weather. Yeah, I doubt it will. This is why I hope Højlund plays, by the way, talking about this. Because in the situations and in the spells where we can't get out from the back, just having that long option, the ability to go direct, is handy. 35 million if we're lucky on Sancho. I think he's worth more, but I think that's what we would get. Because I think United have no bargaining chip there, right? Player wants to go, club wants him gone, and the whole world knows it. So if I bid 40 mil... No, sorry, if I bid 30 mil and United go, no, 50, I'm going to go, why? No. You don't want him and he doesn't want to be there. That always brings the price down. We need a tall midfielder with good footballing ability and IQ. Yeah, that's very much what we covered in yesterday's stream. Spot on. Would you rather Europa or no Europe? No Europe. Sancho's wages are a big issue as well. Yep. I've always thought of world class above elite. This is what I mean. People, none of them are wrong, obviously. People just have different ways of doing it. I would always say elite is like the top 5 players in that position or in that job. I think we need a left centre mid so Mainoo can drop into back 3 on the right side long term. Possibly. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. Lots of chat going on, guys, which I do love from you guys. Everything ready here. I live in Istanbul. Match will be played. Look at that, guys. Inside knowledge. Great to have someone all the way from Istanbul. That's quality. That'd be interesting. Is anyone here actually at the game? Or going to be at the game? Is anyone tuning in before they got to walk to the stadium? That'd be cool. Do you know what I always find fascinating, by the way, in the social media football world in general? I can see it on my phone here. When certain people talk about this player is the perfect blah, blah, blah profiler, right? Or whatever. And then I saw 2 weeks ago admitting they'd never watched him. That always fascinates me. How in 2 weeks have you decided that a player is perfect? Find that weird. You're a sofa fan? I think most people are. AJ, not United related, but have you looked at the formationless tactics by Fluminense manager? I need to look into it more. I have here and there, obviously, whilst I was watching Andre and while I've been scouting him. But I've focused more on Andre rather than the team structure. So it's definitely something I need to do more. I know there's a lot of videos out there on it as well. People want to feel smart without putting the effort in to be smart. Yeah. People will be like, oh, this guy, literally the perfect midfielder. I've seen him twice in my life, but I heard he's good, so he's perfect. Media has no news on us for the past international break. I was so satisfied for the first time this season. Yeah, it's because we won a couple of games before that, right? So they didn't have anything miserable to talk about. Frenkie de Jong left centre mid and Mainoo right centre mid would be the dream. Oh, the technical ability there would be crazy. Should United sign Amrabat permanently? Give it a season, then decide. I think it's too early to decide. But no height. Yeah, you'd want like a big physical holder midfielder with them. You'd want a huge guy there. Like a Tchouaméni, Declan Rice sort of profile. More so a Tchouaméni. Is there anything else we can, or anything else you guys want to talk about regarding this match? Because, you know, we've done quite a long stream yesterday for like 2 hours. So if there's nothing you guys want to talk about, we can just move on. That is fine. Anything else you guys want to cover? Or not really? Viper seems to be a bit more attacking than Mainoo. Would actually fit perfectly with Mainoo and Bruno. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Onana playing out from the back. We did cover that earlier on. Okay, guys. Good last question to finish on. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. So the last question I want to touch on is Højlund or Martial. Now, not in general, who do you think's better, right? Because we all think Højlund is the better suited striker. But just purely the fitness. So let me make a poll. Like that. Generally, I would say Rasmus Højlund. I think you guys all know that. But I just mean for this game because he's maybe not fully fit. I like Kang Lee from PSG. He has nice movement. Yeah, I thought he played well last night. What should I call this? Up front. There you go. Bosh. How long is Mount out for? I don't know that it's been said yet. Start Martial and rest Højlund for Newcastle. Martial has to play. He was involved in 2 goals against Everton. Martial starts, and after 60 minutes, Højlund plays. Yeah, Edwick says Mount is out for about a month, so roughly that. Ali agrees. So does Sanjay. So, around the Christmas period, I guess he'll be back. I'd go Højlund. Has to be Højlund, just for he already scored 5 goals in 3 losses. Start Højlund, take him off after 70 minutes, depending on game state. It's currently 50-50 at the moment. Oh, it's close. This is the closest one. Let's get more votes in there, though, guys. I want to get up to 50. Licher, any return date? Not that I've seen. Not yet. Ronaldo, I don't know enough about him, I'm afraid. Martial can't play well if you're going against a physical team. Who knows? Again, if we're talking about a team in terms of in Galatasaray who are going to be super aggressive in the press, having someone like Martial who might make the extra man in midfield, you know, there is a benefit there. Should we play Bayındır because of how bad Onana has been in the Champions League, plus he will be used to the Turkish atmosphere? I understand the point there, and it was something I considered the other day. I just think, mentally, you do so much damage to Onana if you drop him. So I wouldn't. João Neves with Mainoo would be great. Something that we covered yesterday, yep. This poll is close. We've got 52% saying Rasmus Højlund, 48% saying Martial. And yeah, Onana's form, by the way, in general recently has been very good. Martial can win you penalties. His close control are great. Makes him dangerous in the box. Completely agree. Bayındır will make it even more hostile. I read that Licher, Mount and Casemiro would come back after Christmas. I was saying this yesterday. We've now got 9 games in 33 days. It's crazy. It's crazy. Højlund's sub for safety after 70 minutes. Putting the game to bed would be the ideal. I think Martial has a good ability to close out the game. Martial is good, but Ten Hag likely gave up on him due to him being injury prone. This is still 50-50, by the way, this poll, guys. So if you strongly feel that you want Martial, or you strongly feel that you want Rasmus Højlund, put your vote in, because it's going to make a big difference. Because this poll is tight. 51% saying Martial, 49% saying Rasmus Højlund. Big games is Newcastle. It'll be a test for Ten Hag. Big game. Big test. Absolutely. Martial's edging the vote, guys. If you want Rasmus Højlund in the starting 11, you need to start voting. If you want Martial to win this vote, cement his place in the starting 11 and vote now. I'm sure Ten Hag will see this. He doesn't get credit for how steady he often is, even after his absences. Not always delivering a goal, but genuinely comes in and shows good retention and link-up. He's actually this season also been one of our more available players, right? In terms of the minutes available this season, Martial's in like our top 5 this year. Definitely today, Man United is going to win this game. I love that energy. Whilst you're voting, give me a score prediction, because this is the last thing we are going to do for the stream, because the match is a bit earlier today. We're going to finish stream a little bit earlier as well. Also, like I said, yesterday we had a 2-hour stream. So, you know, streaming for an hour and 20 today feels quite nice. Feels quite good. And just in terms of content we've got coming up. So, tomorrow morning I'll obviously break down this game. Hopefully, how United cruised to a 2-0 win against Galatasaray. That's the dream. What have we got the day after that? Friday we have, I believe, a Newcastle tactical preview. Then Friday afternoon, I'll be streaming around 1 PM, maybe 1:30 once again. So make sure you guys join that stream. We'll be talking about, again, looking ahead to the Newcastle game. Saturday, I can't remember what I'm uploading. And then Sunday, I'll obviously cover United versus Newcastle. Although I will be a little bit later than normal because I'm missing the game live. So I'm going to have to watch it back. The atmosphere might influence the referees, and I'm worried about it. Fair point. Martial's currently on 55% of votes. Keep voting and also get the score predictions in. I'm seeing 3-0. I'm seeing Martial start. Højlund come in second half at 60th or 70th. 3-1 win. 3-1 win. 2-1. 2-1. 2-2 draw or 3-1 United. 2-0 win. 2-2, says Tony. People aren't confident. Expecting both our strikers to score would be nice. Martial start. He's winning the poll at the moment, and we're currently on 50 votes. I'll leave it going for 1 minute more, but let's get up to 55 votes, guys. There's 80 of you which haven't voted yet. There's 85 of you which haven't voted yet. What are you doing? It's like literally a click of a button or a press of a screen just to quickly get your vote in. I just want 3 more. Callum saying 3-1 all the way for United. 1-1 draw. 2-1 win. 2-0. 2-0. 4-0 United. Love that. Not a great feeling. Atmosphere can influence referees, and our feeble mentality might go for a toss. That's the positive outlook I'm looking for. Nah, you have a relevant point, though. 2-0 with some stinky moments. I back it. 2-0 win. 3-1 win. 53 votes currently. 58% saying Martial. I want at least 2 more votes. And also, I want some likes on the stream. Give me 2 more likes on the stream, guys. Getting to 85 would be incredible. Give me some goal scorers as well, guys. I've seen your score predictions. Who are you backing to score? Is it a Bruno Fernandes night? It might be the evening for Bruno Fernandes. Come, guys, I want 1 more like, and I want 2 more votes. Thank you, Ali, for another donation, $5, saying another great show. AJ, always deliver. Same as this amazing community. You guys have been brilliant today. Ali says you are all amazing. Thank you all. Hit the like button for the best channel. Thank you very much, Ali, as always, mate. Hope you have a good day at work today. Also, hopefully United treat you to a nice, comfortable win. We can dream, right? Thank you as always, Ali, for the support. You've been an absolute legend. You always are. Thank you very much. Yeah, spam the love hearts, guys. And if you're a member of the channel, you know what to do. You know the emojis. Hoyland brace again. It's the Champions League. You might do it. Just imagine Kobe Mainoo scores. Imagine. Gonna watch from town in Liverpool today. Wish me luck, boys. Good luck, my friend. Matt, thanks for spamming the emojis. My other members, if you're still here, drop some emojis to say thank you to Ali. The likes of Callum, Corey, FP, if you're here, drop some emojis. Edwick, drop some emojis to say thank you to Ali. Hoyland and Garnacho scoring. Now that would be special. That would be nice indeed. We got to 85 likes, which is brilliant. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to everyone who's liked the stream. We're also on 56 votes. Martial has won the poll in the end, which taken me a little bit by surprise. This is the starting 11 you guys have picked for Manchester United to win tonight. Do I completely agree with it? Not entirely. But that's fine, right? It's football. We all have different opinions. None of them are right. None of them are wrong. I'll tell you what is a wrong opinion, actually. Thinking that Galatasaray are going to win tonight. Manchester United are winning this game. 2-0. You heard it here first. Tomorrow morning, I will be uploading a video. How Manchester United beat Galatasaray to keep the Champions League dream alive. Manchester United, over here, will be victorious. Right? I'm sure they will. But that's where we're going to wrap it up for today. Because, like I said, it's an early kickoff. So, yeah, we're going to wrap it up nice and early. So thank you to everyone who has got involved. Thank you to everyone who sat there quietly watching. Thank you to everyone who has donated. Ali and VK, 2 absolute legends. Thank you to my members, as always, for the support and the usage of your emojis, showing off your custom badges and everything. You're absolute legends. Thank you to everyone who has voted on the poll, liked the stream, given your opinions, asked questions, even said some controversial stuff. All great from all of you. I hope you all have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good day at work, school, day off, whatever you've got. Have a good day. And hopefully, enjoy the Manchester United game. If you're not able to enjoy the game and we lose, it's only football at the end of the day, right? And I'll see you tomorrow morning to break it all down. But apart from that, we are finished for today. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. And as always,